streaming, everyone. Welcome. Hope you guys are doing amazing and wonderful. Happy Wednesday, everyone. So let me start by saying welcome, everyone. If it's the first time you are joining me, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share and join the family. Okay? Always remember you are welcome to come and give your opinion. Just make sure that you keep it respectful as well as when you join the live streaming. So let me start this morning by speaking to you on the topic how to improve your mental health. Okay, so good morning to you guys. So before I begin, let me put a disclaimer, okay, on this live streaming. Disclaimer: I'm not medically qualified. Okay, I am not medical profession. I am not medically qualified. Okay, I'm not a professional therapist or counselor. I'm just a beautiful empress, okay, a mom who is very passionate about bringing awareness to the stigma associated with mental health. Okay, my beautiful viewers and subscribers. So I am going to speak to you on the topic, and I hope you will use your common sense as well and interpret it how the way you want to interpret it in the best way you can, and or how you know to interpret it, okay, to the best of your knowledge as well as your ability as well. So let me give you some example of how to let me give you some example of how to improve your mental health. Remember, mental health is very important to all of us, including myself, because on a daily basis, we're going to encounter these things. So the first thing I want you to take in stride is for your physical health. If you want to improve your mental health, you have to improve your physical health, meaning you have to start to do physical activities, okay, or exercise. Okay, so that is something that can help you to improve your mental health. Is physical, your overall physical health, meaning you have to exercise is a great way to help you to improve your mental health. Number two, to improve your mental health, mindfulness. You have to be mindful of the things that you do. You have to be mindful of the people that you have around you as well. And you have to be very mindful of the thought that you are thinking as well and what you are going to do with that. You have to be mindful of the way you speak as well as the way you think. Okay? So that will help you to improve your mental health. Number three, positive self-talk is a great way to improve your mental health. So if you are struggling with your mental health, positive self-talk is something I usually do to help me as well. Mental health, as I'm gonna give you the definition just now of mental health, because I'm just giving you some ways to improve your mental health. Remember, all of us, mental health, okay, is something all of us will encounter in our life at some point in our life. So volunteering is a great way to help us to improve our mental health. Remember, mental health doesn't have to be you are inadequate or you can't do things. You can do things, but with mental health it can be a struggle for a lot of person, okay? And that can stem from stressing a lot from your job as well, worrying too much as well, can make our mental health a problem to all of us. So to improve it, you can spend time with loved ones. If you have person that you trust and you have loved ones that are there for you, they in turn can help you to improve your mental health. Because when you're in a clean and positive surrounding and environment as well, that it will help you to improve your mental health. It's the way you sometimes the way you live or the people you associate with as well, that can have an impact on your mental health. So to improve it, you have to find yourself in a safe space where you have people who are positive, uplifting, and support you, okay? And change your environment as well. If you are in a toxic environment or a toxic relationship, change that. That can help you to improve your mental health as well. Stress management is another one that you can do to improve your mental health. All of us need that, including myself. We need to control our stress level as well. We think that sometimes we need to let go things that we cannot control in order for us to improve our stress management and our stress levels, okay? And do not take on what you cannot manage. If you cannot manage a certain amount of work, or you cannot manage a certain a situation, take yourself away from it and protect your mental health. Our mental health is very important, okay? And also what you can do, you can also learn to patronize your learn to prioritize your time. That's a great way to improve your mental health. When you prioritize your time and you use your time wisely for the benefit of yourself and the upliftment of yourself, that can improve your mental health tremendously. Stop dwelling on things that are draining to you as an individual, and try and work on things that are uplifting, and use your time wisely to make sure that you are in a state where your mental health comes first. Do not take on more than what you can manage as well. So those are some of the things I want to speak to you about when I'm speaking about mental health. So let me just say that if you go about each day and you are trying to cope or with your mental health, okay, please, my beautiful viewers and subscribers, seek professional help. A therapist if you need a therapist or a counselor, and if you are still struggling significantly, okay, significantly on a day-to-day basis, go and seek professional help. That is a good piece of advice I can give you coming from a mom, okay? Seek professional help. Don't be afraid. What I find is people are afraid to speak about mental health and what it entails and things that you can do to improve it and help yourself as well. Don't be afraid to speak. If you are struggling and you need help, go and speak to a professional, okay? It might be therapy, might help you, or counseling, whatever. Always speak up, ask for help. Don't be afraid. Don't make the stigma of persons feel like everyone, we do go through struggles on a daily basis when it comes to our mental health. So please don't be afraid to go and seek help. So let me give you a definition of what mental health means. I got this information like what mental health means from Google. So we have these tools at our fingertips, so we have to use it. So mental health, okay, if mental health is a person overall emotionally, psychology and social well-being. It affects how people think, feel, act as well, and feeling tearful, hopeless, and exhausted. So that is the definition of mental health. So if all of us, sometimes persons it have different stages as well, and people go through when they have mental issues as well and mental health. So don't feel like you are not in there, okay? You don't count yourself out. The reason why I self-count it out, if you are suddenly feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, tired, you constantly stressing yourself, you worrying every day, you crying, you emotional, whatever, that is a sign that your mental health, you need to get your mental health sort out and get it in check. So that is why I want to speak to you guys on how to improve your mental health. Don't be afraid to acknowledge that you have that, because mental health can stem, and with mental health you can eventually go into depression, and it can build up anxiety as well. We are too afraid to speak about it, especially me growing up in the Caribbean. Especially we as parents never speak. I never hear the community elders in the community already speak on mental health. They have this stigma of discriminating persons. Okay, when I was growing up in the Caribbean with persons with mental health, everybody used to run away from person and always feel like, oh, he's a whatever. But sometimes people do not know. Sometimes losing sometimes a parent as well can make you go into deep depression, anxiety, and even it's gonna affect your mental health. Because sometimes when you have that one parent, okay, and then you lose that one parent, that eventually it gonna play on your mind constantly, and then sometimes what happen, it can lead you in a state of depression, which gonna lead you to mental illness, which they're gonna diagnose you that professionally. They will diagnose you that because they will see the signs in you. So that's why I always gonna say seek professional help. Those are the person you need to take. Me, I lost my mom, right? And I find like I was going through a stage, a period in my life where I was constantly crying and all those things in my life. I was constantly crying. I was constantly just moody, emotional, as was draining as well growing up. So I never know that that was a fine form of mental health, right? Mental issue that I have there. It doesn't mean that you have to have mental issue, meaning that you're gonna sit down on the road, you're gonna wear dirty clothes, you're gonna sit down, you're gonna have like breakdown and things. Sometimes those things do not have to be like you do not have it. You some person go to the it will go to the extreme for some, because sometimes some person cannot cope with these things. But I find like I feel like at that stage, because it was not taught to me, I feel like I was going through that. Hi Roxanne, hi, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. So I feel like I was going through that, not knowing that I was going through that, because it was not speak about a lot in the Black community, especially when I grew up in the Caribbean. And a lot of times I find still Caribbean parents still like to discriminate and shove it under their feet as well when it comes to mental health, and speaking about that, they like to push it under their feet. So, hi Roxanne, how are you doing, my beautiful sister? Thank you for stopping by. They do not like to speak about that issue, and I will encourage all of you to start to speak to your children about that. When a child come and speak, trying to talk to you about something that is bothering them, sit down and listen to what they are saying, because sometimes we take this thing for granted, that sometimes we feel like because they are children, they are not going through something. So sit down and speak to them as well. We need to start to have this conversation on a regular basis, and we need to find solution as well, and ways that we can start to help each other cope with improving our mental health. Our mental health is very important, because that is something that we mental is very important because it significantly impact on our quality of life, and it's present itself on a daily basis. Each and every day we go about this mental health, we go about it. So always remember that if you find yourself constantly being emotionally, you feel tired, you feel drained, stressed out, and please reach out and ask for help, and seek professional help, and try to see how best they can help you to cope with that. Okay, so don't be afraid to ask for help. So I am not going to stay too long today on my live streaming. Okay, I just want to just speak quick and fast on the topic today, because I feel like sometimes when person are going to watch the replay, I find like sometimes it might be a little bit too long, especially 1 hour for a person to go back. But if it's just short and sweet, I find person will be able to go and watch the replay when it come on the live streaming. Okay, Friday, which is Friday, I'm going to be back on here. I will be doing I think I will be doing a styling video. I'll be changing up my live streaming a bit. I will be speaking on topics, but I will start to like spin it up a bit, like doing a little bit of when I'm doing cleaning as well. I can show you I'm doing cleaning, decorating, styling videos, natural hairstyle and stuff like that. You know, I will be start to and show you like how giving you tips on how I save money, money as well. I want to start to do on topics like that, so I want to branch off a bit on those things. So I hope that today that you have gained a little bit of incentive and knowledge of what I was saying today, and I hope you guys are doing amazing and wonderful. And I hope that any one of you this morning, my wish for any one of you this morning, if you are suffering from mental health, please feel free to go and seek help. Ask for help as well. Speak to someone. if you are suffering, have you have any of these signs that you are feeling tired, emotional, exhausted, you are constantly feeling like you are doing your best, you are putting everything, but you are not seeing any result, you are feeling tearful, hopeless, all these things, try and reach out and ask for help, professional help, my beautiful viewers and subscribers. Don't be afraid. Start to speak up today. And I will encourage you, if you know anyone that is suffering and they are feeling and they have any of these signs, please reach out to them and let them take them to a professional so that they can get therapy or counseling as well. So don't be afraid. Always look, keep an eye open as well, for especially when you have family members and you are seeing they are constantly feeling isolated. They like to be by themselves, locked up in a room as well. Take note for these things. Sometimes people are suffering from mental illness, meaning that they need help. Okay, there's something that is bothering them, and their only way of showing you or telling you is like they are doing it to their action. So if you see there's a pattern that they are constantly doing, make sure that you take note of them and reach out to them. Sometimes we neglect those things and say, oh, he just the person is just being naughty or that whatever. Sometimes sit down and talk as well is a great way to find out why a person is feeling that way, and you can help them to improve on their mental health, because you are sitting down and you are finding out why they are feeling this way. Sometimes we just need someone to talk to just air out whatever we are holding back inside of us as well. And I want to encourage you guys to continue to speak up, continue to don't feel like you are alone are on this journey that I call mental health. Try to do some physical activity today to improve your mental health. Positive self-talk is a great way as well to improve your mental health. Continue to speak to yourself in the mirror. Continue to speak. Don't have things bungle up. Speak to yourself sometime. And if you let it out, sometimes it's good to let out stuff, and it's good to write down things like journaling as well. That can help you to improve your mental health. When you speak on it and you take action as well, that can improve. These are things that I do. I love to write down things. If I have something that is bothering me, I like to speak to myself first about it. You know, I like to talk to myself. Sometimes when you talk to yourself, people love to say, oh, you when you speak to yourself, oh you in the Caribbean, they like to say, oh, you are mad. Yeah, they love to use that terminology. But I am telling you, not because you are speaking to yourself, don't feel like you are not mad. You are just only expressing yourself. You are speaking out the things that are you are holding deep within you, that are holding you hostage within your body. You are speaking it out. Okay, you are speaking it out in the air, open. Even if you are speaking to yourself, at least you are letting it out. And while you are letting it out, write it down as well, so in case it reoccurred in your life again, at least you know what you did to help cope with that. But if it's being a constant pattern that it keep coming in your life over and over, more than one time, and you have do everything possible to help yourself to cope with that, go and seek professional help. That is something I will encourage you. Therapy and counseling is a great way to do that as well. Make sure that you have loved ones and family around you, support system as well. Those are things, because you know why mental health sometimes creep up on us as human beings is because we love to keep things deep within us. We always think of, oh, if I say that to that person or I say that, they will think of me that way. Okay, you that is the thing that with us, we need to stop worrying about what if they said something. It's better you speak up until you wait until the problem is so large and out of your control that you have to be there stuck. okay? And you have to be constantly worrying and stressing yourself. A great way to improve your mental health is sleeping and getting enough rest as well, meaning you are taking care of your physical health, okay? So get enough rest as well, and eat healthy food as possible, because remember, anything that you feed your body is gonna send signal to your brain as well, and that is a great way of coping mechanism for you. Make sure that your physical health is intact as well. Mental health is a topic that we need to speak more about in our household as well, in our family, when we need to have meetings as well. The same how that we have meetings when with work, and so we need to start have meetings with our family and speak on how we are feeling on a daily basis. Even if it's once a week, we need to start have meeting where we can all express ourselves and let each other know how we are feeling and what we went through for the week and how we are coping. So those are things we can do to help improve our mental health, and we can start in the home and have meetings. A lot of time we feel like, okay, I am too busy, I don't have time. You have to know to prioritize your time. If you are serious, okay, you will take time out and have meeting with your family members as well, living in the household, and speak. Have time, especially if you have teenager, have one-on-one time with each one of them and find out how was their day in school, how was their week, and so sometimes we see our teenagers sometimes locked away themselves in their room, and we wondering, oh, he's playing video games or telly or doing something, and we do not know that sometimes these children are going through a phase. They are going through things in their life that we take for granted, and we feel like if we give them electronic and devices and all those things, and we buy them clothes, shoes, and all these things, we feel like, oh, I am doing enough, I am doing great for my child. Sometimes they need to have someone to sit down to and listen to them and talk to them and ask them how they are feeling. Sometimes if you see a child come home from school and you feel like they are being distant or grumpy, find out why is it, what's happened today in school? Why are you like this? Find out why they are like this. Yes, my beautiful sister Roxanne. Find out why they are like this. That is something me and Hobby we usually do together. Hobby do it more than me sometimes, because when he come from work, at least that is the time he get to bond more with his girls, because he are at work early in the morning. So he will come and ask them, how was school, what did you do, or whatever. And then, you know, my youngest one is more spoke out. She will speak up. The big one, we have to keep pushing her to get her to speak up and answer. But that is something we love to ask them, how was their day in school, what did you do, whatever, so at least they can speak. So in case an incident occurred in school, at least we can speak to them. Because, you know, a lot of times we feel like when we send our children to school, we feel like okay, the teacher is responsible for them throughout the day. But what about when they come home? Okay, sometimes they might be speaking on a topic in school that your child do not feel comfortable in, and at least they can come home and sit down with you and speak about you. Because sometimes when they have this worrying effect, they are stressing their little brain, and we do not realize them. So sometimes when you see children, sometimes they are lashing out. Sometimes it's because that what is being said to them outside of the home. So we need to start to take note of these things. As parents, we have to take note of these things. And remember, we are our children first teachers. We are the first person that teach our children stuff. For example, we are the first one that teach them how to brush their teeth, how to bathe, how to comb. We comb their hair. We how to talk. We teach them say A, B. We teach them for the alphabet. We teach them how to write their name. We are the first teachers, and so they look up to us as parents. We are their first teachers. So sometimes when we send them out in the outer world out there, don't rely on teachers and this world out there to raise your child and teach them things. Sometimes you have to sit down and take time, okay? All of our mental health are very important, so take time out for that as well. Sometimes your other half might come home from work as well, okay? and you see that okay, today he looks stressed out, whatever, find out why are you like this, because you feel like sometimes, especially men, they sometimes we look at them as strong individual and strong able body, like, oh, they can anything can happen, they can cope with anything, but deep within inside them, they have this soft part and they are very tender, but sometimes because they have been taught how when they are growing up that they should not show emotion. Emotion is a sign of weakness when it comes to the male gender. So I want to tell you that sometimes we have to take note for that. When you see they come from find out, oh, how was your day today? You look your face look a bit, you don't know, are you stressed? Is something wrong? What happened today? And and ask question, because sometimes if we don't ask them, they won't say it, because they don't want to. In their head they are saying, oh, if I come with that, my other half gonna think I am weak or whatever. We need to draw away from that narrative and realize that men need someone to talk to as well, and they are not strong as we think they are. Something they have this tender, soft parts within them that they are afraid to cry. Sometimes they are crying emotionally. They are drained sometimes, and they are very stressful because of what society thinks. Don't cry. Keep it bundled up. They are afraid to talk out. So you make sure notice these things as well. Sometimes you have to notice these things and you ask for help. My hobby is great with that. It's like if I am sitting down and I might be we might be talking, but I am not, like, sometimes when you're talking, I am not there. Your brain wander off, and you say, "Oh, you heard what I just said." I will say, "What you just said?" And they say, "Oh, I was just saying something I didn't understand." I say, "You were saying to something to me," and I kind of gaze off a bit. So those are things I say. Sometimes something rests on your conscience. Sometimes, and things that are playing in your mind, you need to talk it out. Stress is something that if over a period of time you do not control it, it's gonna mess with your mental health as well, my beautiful viewers and subscribers. So I love to have conversation. We love to have conversation. If something is bothering me, I like to speak up about it as well. And we sometimes we will agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, we both said what was on our mind and we were feeling in that moment, and our whatever stress or whatever was bothering us, we speak out. We speak it, okay? We speak it in the open, and we realize that what you are stressing out is a need. I'm a person, I stress easily. Like if I'm doing something and it's not going the way I want it to go, I will be sitting there stressing myself constantly. I'm going to say, "Oh, why are you stressing yourself? Just leave it alone. You're worrying unnecessary." I say, "You don't understand. You don't understand." I say, "Listen to me. Just leave it. Go sleep it off and tell me in the morning how are you feeling." That's why I always say, I'm going to come on here. I am not gonna come on here and say, "Oh, I am this strong person. I can handle anything." No. I have my days when sometimes I'm telling you, sometimes I don't feel like getting like especially now that the weather is not that great. Sometimes I don't feel like getting out of bed to go out and brace the cold element outside to take the girls to school. Sometimes I just want to be in the bed, cuddle up, and just be there. Okay, just be there in the bed. And sometimes I don't want to go out. So I sometimes what I have to do now, I have to dig deep within me and realize that yes, I need to get up, because my two girls are counting on me to get them to school. They cannot take themselves. So these are things sometimes can creep upon us, and if you don't take a stock, they say sometimes when you are lying in bed and you don't feel like moving up, this is a sign of depression, right? But sometimes we will not want to acknowledge it, but sometimes if it is a pattern that it keep happening, it can be a sign. So sometimes you have to ask yourself, why is it I do not want feel like getting out of bed? Sometimes you might be so emotionally attached or drained, because of your stress. You are so drained, and you don't feel like getting out. You just feel like lying in bed today, and you just feel like, I cannot deal with the outside world today. I cannot deal with anything. I just want to just lie in bed all day. And you don't be afraid to say, I am not feeling my best today. I don't feel like getting out of bed because I have this thing worrying me and I don't feel like getting out. And the best way for me to cope is just lie in bed. Just be honest with yourself, because we all have those days, we all have those days, and especially being a mom as well. And you have to constantly be worried, especially when your child is not around you 24/7. You constantly worry, especially when my girls are going on trip or anything, and especially in the city. I will constantly be worried. When they say they're supposed to come a certain time, and then that plays a lot with me. It plays on my mind a lot, and every time I hear the phone ring or get the email say, "Oh, we are stuck" or whatever, I start to get in a panic mode. It's just human nature for us, and those things are not good, but it's something that it's gonna just happen to us because we are human beings. Our mind's gonna react on our to that, and that's what happened. But I want to tell you, if you are struggling today with how to improve your mental health, start with your physical, start with your mind as well. Make sure that you are starting to be mindful of what you speak about yourself as well. Be mindful of the thought that you are having in your head. A lot of time we are thinking things in our head, and then we are constantly thinking that it's reality. Sometimes it's just a thought in our head, but because we are feeling a way, we are feeling lost, okay, in a way, we sometimes make that take over our body. Don't be afraid if you feel like having a lion today, my beautiful people, because you might not feel physically, you might not feel good today. It's okay to have a mental break sometime. If you want to improve your mental health, sometimes you have to have a mental break. You have to have a balance. In anything, you have to have a balance. So don't be afraid to have a lie-in. And if that's gonna help you cope with what you are feeling in that moment, please do that. Don't feel guilty that you are doing that. But if you feel like it's a constant pattern, that you feel like you need to lie in your bed every day and you don't feel like getting out, that is now time for you to speak up and take action and seek professional help. Because what happened when you start to have that, when you start to make those things take control over you, then your mental health can spiral out of control because you are not taking it serious. You are not taking action. You are not trying to find out why is it I'm feeling that. And a lot of times, sometimes we who are not going through that process, I encourage you to be a little more lenient on person who have mental issue or anxiety or depression, okay? Have a little bit more leniency on those person, because we cannot know how they are feeling. We cannot experience what they are going through because we never went through that, okay? All of us have to have our days when we will not feel our best, but at the end of the day, mental health is a very serious thing for a lot of persons. They have it very bad, and then sometimes they cannot even leave their house, okay? Sometimes they are afraid of the outside, okay? They are even sometimes afraid of physical touch as well, and physical connection from the outer world. So sometimes they just feel like the only safe space that they have is inside their home. So they are afraid because they are afraid of the judgment that people will have out there. Sometimes people going through these stages because sometimes they lose a job, they lose a loved one, they might have a trauma in their life when they were younger, and they did not speak about it to any family member, their mom also. So they keep bottling up inside, and what eventually happens as they get older, the ugly face of that thing show up, that trauma show up in their life, because they experience somebody else going through that phase, and it's bring back memory of what they went through when they were a child. So sometimes I'm asking you parents to please consider what you when you open your mouth, be mindful of what you are saying to your children as well, because sometimes mental trauma and the things that we say to our children can affect them as well mentally. So please consider, choose your words wisely. I know sometimes we are frustrated and we say things to our children that we are not happy or pleased with. You know, we all have those moments, okay? But try your best sometimes to apologize to your children as well when you feel like you have gone overboard and you have done something that affect them, and you make them feel bad, okay? You hurt them with the words that you just said. So be big enough to apologize to your children as well. So because sometimes if you notice a lot of time on this social media, I'm seeing a lot of adults now speaking about childhood trauma and things that their parents said to them or do to them that is currently affecting them still as adults. So sometimes adults, okay, you, yes, out there, please be mindful of the things we do and say to each other, and especially our children, okay? Because remember, sometimes when children are not healed properly, and they take those things straight into their adulthood, and that is when now it starts to play on them more, and that is why they affect their mental health. When they go through those things, sometimes you say, why is he behaving that way? And then because of what they went through. So always be mindful of what you are saying and what you are doing to them, because those things do affect children, okay, even when they are adult. And then sometimes that's why sometimes some men or some women cannot hold a relationship because of the trauma they went through, and they feel like sometimes they have it within them. So sometimes if you touch a nerve or you say something that's gonna remind them of what they went through, they're gonna latch out, and they're gonna see things and do things, and then sometimes we wonder why we have a lot of person who are suffering with mental illness. So always remember, don't turn a blind eye when you are seeing the signs of these things, okay? If you as an individual, if you are going through anything at this moment, okay, you feel like you are stressed, you feel like every day is you feel like you are exhausted, you feel like I cannot carry on anymore, or I'm doing everything possible, but yet still it's like I am not seeing any changes. That is the time I need you, my beautiful viewer and subscriber, to ask for help. Okay, improve your mental health by speaking out as well. Volunteer if you can. That is a great way for you. You are interacting, and that is a great way that you can improve your mental health, because your mind and your is occupied with doing things, because you are there interacting, and your mind is occupied doing things, so you are not thinking something that's gonna affect your mental health as well. Okay, stress management. Stop stress on things that you cannot control. Okay, you see things that you cannot control. Please, I encourage you to start to find solution and ways to let them go. Okay, for example, if you are at home, right, and you need to you have like different house chores that you decide that you want to complete today. Listen to me. Just do one if you can do one. Just listen to your physical body. Just do one. Don't keep stressing yourself and say, oh, I have to do that, I have to do this, I have to do that. No, do whatever you can and take breaks in between. Sit down and have time, me time. Do self-care as well. Take time. Stop worrying about unnecessary stuff and putting a lot of stress on yourself unnecessary. If you don't dwell on things that you do not have, as well. You see, whatever you have now, be grateful for what you have now right in front of you and stop worrying about things that you do not have. Stop comparing yourself to others as well is a great way for you to improve your mental health. Because when you stop comparing yourself and you start to look at how far you have come, you will see that your stress level will start to decline. Okay, it will start to decline because you are not putting up yourself against anyone. You are doing it for you and you alone. So always remember, your mental health is very important, and I want you, all my beautiful viewers and subscribers, to stop stress. Stop stress, unnecessary stress. Just leave things. When it's gone bad, it's gone bad. Just leave it alone. Try and look for the good things that is happening in your life. Think about now you are able to move today. Yesterday you were not able to move because you was in pain. Today you are able to move. Okay? Sometimes, anytime you are feeling stressed as well, to improve your mental health, try your very best to go and take a walk. A walk is very important for you to improve your mental health, because if especially go in the park where it's very or try and do a hike if you can, and go out somewhere where it's very quiet. Okay, a library is a very good place to go as well, to just calm down your mind as well, because the library is somewhere that you cannot really have made noise, just be in a quiet space. Try find a river or a stream as well, or go to the beach and just sit on the sand and just hear the sound of the wave if you can. Those are ways that you can improve your mental health. So just those simple things you can do to improve your mental health. Don't feel that you stuck as well in a stage in your life, or stuck where you feel like there is no way out. I wanted to tell you this morning that there's always a way out. Seek professional help. I will continue to repeat in my live streaming. Whether you want to do therapy or counseling, whatever works for you, please go and do that, my beautiful viewers and subscribers. Learn to prioritize your time each and every day. Think about what bring you joy and happiness that can improve your mental health. You see, when you are happy as well and you are contented with whatever you have, your mind gonna be free, and you're gonna have less stress, and that's gonna improve your mental health. Don't feel pressured as well, my beautiful viewers and subscribers, to take on more than what you can manage as well. So if you cannot manage, if you are currently struggling with something, okay? Don't go and take on somebody else's problem and add more stress on your life, okay? Bring in adding more stress, and you are trying to cope as well. Coping mechanism to improve your mental health is journaling. Write down. Have that book, okay? Always have a book and write down stuff on ways you can that you use to cope with to improve your mental health. Make sure you do that. And sometimes with person, when they have mental health, mental issue, what happen is like they are very sensitive, okay? And they do not like people to come too close to. They are not touchy person, huggy and all those things. So look out for those signs and those ways, and be respectful of those persons as well. When they are saying, oh, I'm feeling a certain way, don't start to just get up and jump at them and start to speak negative things to them and say, oh, you're just lazy. It's because you don't want to do that, or you want to get out of bed, or you don't feel like this, and you're always crying, every little thing bothers you or whatever. No, listen to me. When a person have mental issue, yeah, if you have ever been around, I have witnesses, I have seen it. They are very sensitive person, okay? They are very sensitive person. Any little things you say, you might laugh at a joke or say something to them, they're gonna take it seriously, because they are going through an episode. They are going through a phase. They are feeling down. They are feeling crushed inside. Sometimes their inner voice is telling them, or whatever you saying is true. So sometimes instead of you seeing them there, go and just give them space. Sometimes they just need a little bit of space. So you just want, before you go, write a lovely note, leave it on their bed, and just let them, and just tell them, yes, my beautiful sister Roxanne, yes. Yeah, I know, because I have been around person like that. Being from the Caribbean, I've seen that. I find like when I speak to them, like I know person who have mental issues back in the Caribbean, right? And I remember like people say, oh, stay away from the person, don't speak to us. Those persons, they are very intelligent. And you see, when they are in their they will sit down, and the kind of conversation they will have, you will be blown away by how intelligent they are. And sometimes you learn a lot from these people. So sometimes don't count these people out, don't shut them out, don't turn your back on them. Just be there for them when they're ready to reach out to you and ask you for help, or they are ready to talk to you. Just be there in their corner when they, and just be there for when they want to speak to you. Don't rush them as well. They are very sensitive, and they are very emotional person, okay? And they cry easily. So always remember those things. If you never went through anything like that, you will never know the feeling of how those individuals are feeling. So let us stop be so judgmental towards person who are struggling with mental issue, and try and be more nicer to them and be more understanding. Try and educate yourself more on those issues. Try and go workshop or anything you can do, or go and do your research and try to find ways that you can help them. When you see them in a certain way, that you can help them. Even sometimes you can offer to say, oh, I can take you, we can go to the beach, we can have a one-on-one, let us go and have a picnic in the park. Or anytime you're ready, I can go with you. When you're ready for counseling or therapy, I can tag along with you, and maybe I can learn a few things on how I supposed to react if you are going through a episode or a period in your life where you feel like you are mentally drained as well. So we all gonna encounter mental issue in our life. Some person can cope with it, and sometimes some others cannot cope with it, okay? And what is it? A lot of people don't realize it's a sickness, okay? It's a sickness that sometimes it can, if it doesn't reach too far, it can cure, but then sometimes it's too much for others to handle, and we just have to accept these individuals are still human. They still need love like anybody else, and we just have to be mindful of the way we speak to them and the way we react to them as well. So sometimes when you see person out there, don't laugh at them, because we never know where life can take us. You can find yourself in a position, especially if you lose your job. You can find yourself stressing a lot, and then when you start to realize that, oh, I'm sinking into depression, and depression and anxiety are going to lead to mental health. So always remember, it's important to never look down on others when they are going through those things, okay? Instead of try and educate yourself and try and see how best you can help anyone, okay? Try your very best. You may not be able, sometimes when they are going through an episode, sometimes they need the professional. So you will know now, if you pay close attention, okay, you will know that, okay, this particular individual is going through an episode. It's time for me now to call the professional in and think. Instead of you mocking them or cursing them out, or decide to throw them out of the house or anything, try and say, oh, they are going through the episode, now it's time for me to call. Make sure if they are taking medication as well, you make sure that they take their medication, okay? So for example, a way you can help them, sometimes they don't want to take their medication. A way you can do, like for example, if you are going to take your vitamins, you say, oh, I'm just giving an example, yeah. You say I'm just giving a name right now. You can say, Patsy, come. I'm gonna take my vitamins. Are you gonna take your vitamins too? And both of you and say, let us count on a 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna put it in our mouth. Those are things sometimes, because sometimes person sometimes feel like, oh, I don't have to take it, I'm fine now, I'm fine now. You know, try and do be there for them and be and do things like that. And when you do that, they sometimes gonna remind you and say, oh, you know, you didn't take your vitamin today, let us take our vitamins today. And then you will always remember, take note, okay, and be aware. When you see them, you will start to see the signs. You will start to see changes in their behavior when you know they are going to go through an episode or something is coming on or something is bothering them. You will know. So just be there on the lookout. Educate yourself. Let us start to educate ourselves more on mental issue and mental health as well, because it can affect anybody. It can affect children, adult, it doesn't matter, male, female, in between, whatever, it can affect us all. It doesn't matter. It does affect some more than, it affects some of us more than some. So always remember, we are all in the boat together, okay? Just mean that sometimes we can cope with it different, and sometimes some person just cannot cope with it. Because if I was not able to overcome losing my mom at a young age, I could have found myself in a position now where I would have need more help, okay? I would have need more help. But you know, sometimes you just have to let it, it take me a long time to let it go and talk to myself, give myself self-talk and tell myself that, you know what, my mother would not want to see me in this stage, wasting my life away, okay, when I'm supposed to be living my life and constantly worry. She would have wanted me to be happy, okay, because my mom was a happy person. She would have wanted me to be happy. She would have wanted me the best for me. So she don't want me to be worrying about, okay? She would have wanted me to keep her memories alive. So that is something I did, and I had to just, I still keep her memories alive, but I have to move on with my life and live my life. So I'm just telling you, if you are lost a loved one, those things sometimes can make you go, make you go into depression, anxiety, and which leads with mental health. Always remember, losing a loved one that is very close as well. Even sometimes losing a child as well. A lot of people do not realize that mental illness is something. You know, if you person lose a child, that can miscarriages as well. That can make mothers go into mental depression and it can lead to mental health as well. Postpartum depression as well is something a lot of mothers go through. First time mothers go through that a lot, as well as mothers who have children before goes through that, and that can mess with their mental health, because you know, when your hormones is high up, those things do play a part, and it do happen. So always remember, just keep an eye open, out a listening ear. Always remember that we can find ourselves in position like that. It can affect even our friends, family members, or close one. Always remember, never say never, okay? Because you're in the world, you never could know what can happen. You know, sometimes people's lifestyle can change, and they can take it, so they can take it on, especially if they are accustomed to live their life a certain way, their lifestyle a certain way, and eventually one day they wake up and boom, it's gone away from them. That can affect a person. It can hit them to the core, that they can start to go in a state of depression and anxiety, and then eventually they start to have mental issue. So remember, it's something that can affect anybody. When it comes to mental illness, it does not ask you your color, they don't ask you your race. It does not matter. It can affect you. So always remember, those are things that can happen. And the most things I find that make a lot of people sometimes go into mental issue, is because and anxiety and depression will lead to mental issue, is because if they lose their job, Sometimes you are in a relationship as well and the relationship breakdown. That as well can think. Divorce as well can cause a lot of mental issue for a lot of person as well. Because when you are going through that, for person who ever go through that, you know, I never went through anything like that, but for person who go through that, that can mess with a person. Not everybody is strong-minded like that. A lot of people take these marriages very serious, and then when sometimes the other one, partner, decide that they had enough and they are not compatible anymore and they want to move on, person sometimes take those things very seriously. Losing a loved one as well is a very that is something that hits a lot of person hard, and then sometimes a person cannot hold it. Okay, they cannot hold it. So sometimes those things just they just sit down every day and they just cope and cannot cope anymore, and they eventually find themselves coping with mental issues. So don't always feel like mental issue is something that gonna affect it affect rich, poor, middle class, anybody, color, race, creed, it doesn't. And I want people to remove the stigma of that and realize that it's an illness, okay, and it can happen to anybody. And just be mindful of how you speak to person going through that. Just instead of being downright don't even care or show any empathy or compassion for that person, try and look within yourself and ask yourself, why am I like that? What can I do to improve myself, okay? And how can I help others to improve their mental health? And find ways that you can help yourself as well. And you can even go, sometimes you can even call if you find like person in our like mothers as well. You know, sometimes at morning time is a great way, especially during the school run, to speak to mothers. Mothers go through a lot, you know, but sometimes persons they're afraid to speak up because it's of the stigma that goes with that, you know. And I love to speak to mothers in the morning. If I say good morning, how you doing or whatever, and conversation builds from there. So sometimes make sure that when someone speaks to you about their mental issue, please, my beautiful viewers and subscribers, respect and keep their things confidential. Don't go and blabber your mouth to the whole community, okay? And just keep it between you and that individual. And the most you can do, if you give them advice, the most you can do, just tell them, listen to me, I think I can encourage you and I can go with you. If whenever you are ready to go and see professional help, I can go and take you there. Okay, I can go there together with you and just be a support system for you, or be a person who's gonna be there in your corner. All of us need somebody in our corner to support us when anytime we find ourselves going through a phase, okay? Anything to do with mental issue. I will encourage you to continue that conversation in your household and your workplace as well. Continue this conversation and speak on this topic, because this topic is a very important topic that needs a lot of attention, and we need to speak more of it. So anytime you see a YouTube video pop up in your timeline, whether Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, please, before you judge the person, listen to what they are saying and try and put yourself in their position and say, if it was you, how would you like person to react to you? Sometimes you have to listen to them, sometimes they are crying out for help. And then sometimes because they come on the internet and they are asking for help, we are bashing them. Sometimes these things get to people's brain. Sometimes people are not strong enough. They get to their mind and they eventually sometimes they take it serious, and it can lead to person. I don't want to say it on here because of YouTube guidelines or whatever, but you know what I'm talking about. And then we hear too much of those things on our timeline, our news as well. Every day you hear like someone thing, and we are seeing the signs. They are asking us for help, and then the social media, we were bashing them. And then when that person is no longer here with us, we all want to talk about, oh, I watched a video of them and I was late, but it's too late now. So I want to tell you to be kind to these people. If you have been rude to them, or in the past also, go and apologize to them, and do the right thing. Okay, be a person gonna uplift them today instead of tearing them down. Okay, so I hope that whatever I said this morning, it has been educational, and you have gained a little bit of knowledge. If you haven't, please continue to do your research and continue to educate yourself more on mental health, so you can improve your mental health as well as you can help others. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys Friday on my next live streaming. Until next time, love, peace, and light to you, my beautiful viewers and subscribers. And please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, and I'll see you in my next one on Friday at 11 o'clock UK time. Thank you, Roxanne, my beautiful sister. Hope you are doing great today, and I want to wish you all things but the best, and sending you love, lots of love, and hug and kisses. And remember, you are enough, you are beautiful, you are wonderful, and I love you, okay, unconditionally. Enjoy the rest of your day, okay? And yes, okay, sis, thank you, More Lifestyle. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a productive day at work. Enjoy. Give your children my love, and kiss baby boy for me. Until next time, my beautiful viewers and subscribers. Bye.